Hello everyone, welcome to Alt+Tab show on Newegg.
And I'm Chezz, off screen, can't see me, but you can hear me.
This is Chezz and I'm Jenny, and everybody will be back from Taipei next week, thank goodness. I'm actually pretty lonely over here.
It's okay. I've been able to keep you company the past 2 Fridays.
And all of our support crew that stayed behind, Tina, Denise, and Anna have been awesome, keeping it together, but man, what a just crazy week.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm really excited to have everybody back. I miss them. I miss them when they're gone.
I can't fill all of their shoes, so. And I'm only over here 2 days. I've only been here 2 days out of the the entire week. Jenny's been alone.
I could get all weepy about it, really, but I miss Steve's hugs. I miss Kyle's.
I miss Paul's jokes.
Snide remarks. I miss Paul's jokes.
You never thought you'd say that, but
I
here
do
you
miss
are.
Paul's jokes.
But I hope you guys had a good week. We got some tech stories for you guys, of course.
We have tech stories, but first things first, I need to give a super, super special thank you and shout out to Loki_FM. He's one of my followers on Twitter and a fan of the Alt+Tab shows, probably watching right now. I really, really appreciate you going through the effort to find stories for me for today, because God knows I was so swamped this week that I really didn't have a lot of time, and I did pick a couple of the stories you sent, so thank you so much. I am very grateful to you. If you live in the continental United States, you can DM me your address. I will send you some Newegg swag. But that is only if you live in the continental United States. Our shipping abilities here are very limited. Also, I can't guarantee you that this will get to you anytime before Christmas, as we're terrible about sending people swag.
That's how we roll.
We're really, like, I'm probably the best one, and even I am like, I'll walk past a box like 5 times over a course of a month, and then I'll be like, who is that box going to? Oh, no! Like Steve, Steve promised swag to some kids that he met at PAX East.
They're not getting it until 2015. It's on his desk.
It's over there right now.
No, what you meant to say, it's in the mail.
It's in the mail. It is chronically in the mail.
It is always in the mail. It might end up in a box, which we classify as in the mail. We just have to walk it to a shipping station.
I actually was kind of hoping that everybody would be watching from Taipei, but Steve is probably just now waking up for his last day of work. Poor Steve didn't actually get to have a day off in Taiwan to get to just enjoy Taiwan. He's still working for G-Skill today, and everybody else I think has one tourist day, so they're going to be either super hungover or running around and trying to see some of the sights.
I'm going to say super hungover.
I'm going with hungover too, given how much drunk tweeting they were doing the other night.
So you guys can go back and look at those if you're looking for a quick little laugh.
Pretty funny. Kyle's mom got involved.
Oh, that's definitely serious mode then. I'm going to have to look back. I didn't even see all those, but now I'm definitely going to have to go investigate.
You know it's serious when somebody's mom gets involved. Yeah. Anyway, okay, so first up on the stories, if you guys haven't watched the video of John Oliver tackling net neutrality, I highly recommend that you do so, because I feel like he did what nobody else has really been able to do on this net neutrality thing, and that is make it understandable and interesting and super funny, so that we all understand why we need to be enraged about it and why we need to be actively speaking about it until June 28th. And so he was able to get some like 300,000 people to flood the email address that the FCC has put out for people to, give their opinions about it on. And I think that's brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, what better way to get people actually, that's what they need to see on their end, is someone now has to kind of say, well, I think people are not very happy with the way things are going, and I have 300,000 emails in my inbox right now, and I'm going to need about 50 staff to help me go through all of this. So
the thing that I appreciated the most about this video is the last like 4 or 5 minutes where he starts talking about internet commenters, and he's like, internet commenters, this is your moment to shine. This is what you have been training for.
It was a call to action.
It was a call
to action.
But he was like, you need to put your skills to use, and then he pulled up some example comments.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And anybody who's ever done anything online, like what we do, like you certainly streaming for your own Twitch channel, and what we do here, you can appreciate where he goes with it, because there's people just say things, and
things just come out,
and you don't know like what goes on. And all I can assume is like the way I look at like some like people in movies and TV and things like that, and I'll make offhanded comments like, you know, Amy Adams' performance in Superman wasn't that great or whatever. But you forget, like, it's so dehumanizing. We're so removed from them that we forget that those are actual people.
Yeah.
That is their skill. That is their life. And
we just kind of throw them out.
Like
people
arbitrary.
Everywhere just, like it's nothing at all.
Yeah, and I realize that there's times when, you know, I'll read a comment that somebody writes and I'll become kind of angry about it. But I have to remind myself that they are really just, they're commenting at a name and a face. They're not really talking about me because they don't know me. And I think that if they did know me, they probably wouldn't say those things. But I always appreciate our viewers here because our followers are the best in the world.
They really are.
And anytime anybody misbehaves, 5 or 6 of you guys will light them up like a Christmas tree.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, we do have the best followers, fans, subscribers.
We do.
For sure.
But anyway, so watch that John Oliver video, and definitely if you are, you know, inclined to keep some of your rights and freedoms, you know, on the internet, please go comment. Send your message to the FCC. Tell them that, you know, it's what's happening right now is against the law, against monopoly law, and we're just kind of letting it slide. And also, what they're proposing to change is going to prevent you from enjoying the content that you enjoy, being part of the communities you want to be a part of. You know, it's going to impact so many things. But anyway, I will get off my soapbox now and move it along. So yeah, you can go and laugh and then get heated and
then tell people.
Go do what you do.
Send emails and show more people the video. Show people the video who haven't seen it or not even familiar that it's happening, because there's a ton of people. Obviously, this is something we're all passionate about, so we're up to speed with it. But there's other people who have no idea the ramifications that this will have, just because they don't, you know, follow particular news about these things. So tell people, show them. I mean, the video is good for anyone to watch. Anyone can understand it once they see it. So you got the video. It's on YouTube. Everyone knows how to use YouTube nowadays. So, you know, you could even show Grandma and Grandpa.
Right. And I mean, how sad would it be for you guys to, you know, get your Twitch stream from us throttled because we don't feel like paying into Comcast to get primo streaming abilities.
To use the fast lane.
To use the hyper lane or whatever they're whatever they're calling
ridiculous
it today.
name they named it.
It's embarrassing. Anyway, so keep your content, keep it going. They're telling me to stay on my soapbox, but we have so many other things to talk about. Okay. I'm so bad about switching between cameras when we start talking about stuff. I really should get better at that.
It's okay.
It's all right. Steve will be back next week. I'll never have to do this again.
Steve will take the helm again, like he always does.
This thing behind me. Yeah.
The PC had a little problem with cooling itself. But Jenny resolved that. She fixed that. Crisis averted.
I fixed it by taking the side panel off. So you guys like to see our tech. Let me show you our streaming system. I'll give you a little tour of the streaming system.
Take a gander behind the scenes
here. This is an AMD-based system. And it's running quite a lot of, ooh, focus is a little not so good. Hang on, let me focus.
Don't mind that.
Okay. Great.
We'll get that Corsair logo.
So, yes, we've got a water cooler in there from Corsair, and that is about all the cooling that is happening in that case, unless I have the side panel off, and I didn't realize that. We have this beautiful GeForce GTX card that took an epic poo the moment I ran its major update today. I had to restart it 4 times. It was just maddening. And then all of the other streaming bits inside of it. We've got some glowing Enermax fans on the front, very pretty, and 2 solid-state drives, because we don't really need that much memory, or I mean storage, rather, for this system, because we don't keep anything on it, but we do need fast boot times. As far as memory goes, yes, we have a full complement here. Lovely. Lovely.
Fancy.
That is Radeon memory, isn't it? That's in there?
Yes, it is.
Yes, yes.
Yes,
Thank
it
you.
certainly is.
A kind gift from our friends over at AMD so that we can stream.
But the fan wasn't really plugged in, so it wasn't doing very much cooling.
Nothing.
Yeah, so this is just kind of free. I'm gonna actually toss this
Yeah.
across the room like a frisbee. That's how we play frisbee here at Newegg.
Yeah. We just throw, you know, case panels around for whatever reason.
But let us know if you enjoyed the behind the look
Anyway.
scene here at
Well,
the
people
Alt+Tab
talk
show.
to us. They ask us about our tech all the time, and I don't know. I think maybe we could do another studio tour video that's just a tour of the tech of Newegg TV.
People were freaking out about all the PCs.
Oh yeah, the mess behind me.
Yeah.
So one of these, this one right here behind Chezz that you can see here, this is a giant server that Paul has been working on for a year. He finally got it out of the cage and decided to maybe
But did he remember the password?
No, he reset the system.
Ah, okay. Because that was, last I heard was he's like, I don't remember the password from a year ago.
Yeah, he finally gave up and reset the system, which cracks me up.
Yeah.
And then behind me is the famous, beautiful in-wind D-frame test bench.
It is a beautiful test bench.
It really is. And it's super portable too, which is nice. And it can hold that humongous power supply.
The old 1600 watt.
Although we did just get another power supply in that I think is going to be replacing that one. Even though it's lower wattage, it's actually a better power supply. It's from Corsair. I did the video on it this week. It's the i1500. And it is a titanium, 80 plus titanium rating, which means that it's running 1500 watts continuously at 94% load.
That's insane.
What?
For all of you mining bitcoins or using, 6 GPUs on there, these are the power supplies you're going to need.
Right, that is exactly what this is for. And it also, what was impressive is it has a connection on your motherboard that will allow you to tweak it from your desktop software.
Wow.
So that you can adjust
These are good
cooling
things.
options and everything like that. I was very impressed with it. But anyway, I think that might be getting dropped into the test bench. Because what else would we do with it, you know?
We got to cycle in the new. Out with the old, in with the new.
Austin is asking me, how many motherboard PC components have you destroyed? That would be none.
I haven't destroyed, actually. The only PC component I have destroyed, actually, was a Blackmagic. I hope nobody from Amazon is watching, but beautiful thing about Amazon's return policy. Anyways, where I was going is I had a Blackmagic Intensity Pro capture card, and there was I had a closed loop cooler. It was like, it wasn't an H60, it was some kind of off brand. And it wasn't doing well cooling anything inside of there. And the inside of my case was about 100 degrees Celsius for a prolonged period of time, which is bad for everything in there. I'm a fool, and this was quite a few years ago. Keep in mind, I know better now. But either way, I'm pretty sure the heat destroyed that Blackmagic card, and I'm actually really happy to hear that Jenny saved our capture card today, because exactly what was happening to that was probably what I did to mine, and then I just returned it. But that is actually the only component I've ever destroyed. I have gotten DOA motherboards before, but no fault of mine. No bent pins, no spilled water on it, nothing like that.
Almost every computer that I have built, the motherboard, upon opening it, has had a bent pin. And that's been no fault of mine. But this last one that I built recently for my brother, everything was perfect. So,
that's because it wasn't yours.
But I've never destroyed anything unintentionally. I've taken apart, I've dismantled things. Like, I always dismantle my own old laptops so that they can be recycled more easily, and also so I can be sure that no one can get a hold of any private content I wouldn't want them to have. So I dismantle my own hard drives and stuff like that. So
I'll take some behind the scenes footage, guys, of what Jenny actually does off camera, where when she gets angry, she just smashes motherboards and, Titans. Smash! She just smashes Titans whenever, she doesn't like something she's heard.
This wall of
yeah, there's an entire
GPUs.
wall of tech. Yeah, Jenny just, whatever. She allows herself to destroy at least one per week. So she waits until she's been very angry, and then she just destroys something. So I'll upload that to my own personal YouTube at some point.
Yes, Jenny Smash.
Yeah.
Okay, so our next tech story is about Kinect. I'm actually really happy to hear this, but Microsoft is adapting Kinect for Windows, and it's going to be shipping for developers next month, and then for the public later this year. Now everybody's kind of going, oh yeah, Kinect, that lost component of the Xbox that nobody cares about, that's only very good for dance, whatever that dance game is.
Yeah.
And also the new Fantasia game, which I'm going to talk about in a little bit. But I'm excited for this because people are increasingly doing things online to stay in touch with each other that involve video. You know, we stream, we talk on Skype and Google Hangouts, we do, work conferences, all kinds of things like that. And I think that this will take the Kinect out of the gaming realm and actually put it into a forum where it can be a successful component.
I couldn't agree more. And you know, things like, I'm just thinking of it, and yeah, pretty much what Jenny said just hits it on the head, is that you can use it for more than just gaming now, which is what I actually see a use for this as well, and I always touch on this every time we kind of bring it up into things that can be purposed for more than, you know, one use, was the Oculus. The Oculus, in my opinion, will be used for actually much more than gaming at some point. Right out the gate, just like the Kinect, strictly for gaming, that's what they want to use it for. But I think as we move forward, they're going to kind of find more uses for these tech that might not have, you know, particularly taken off. So yeah, I'd agree completely that the Kinect is going to get repurposed and kind of used for more things, which is good. You know, get some use out of it. So it's, Microsoft won't call it a complete loss.
Yeah, I've always been intrigued by the Kinect technology, and it would be interesting if more game developers made more use of it, but to me it's kind of like, oh geez, this is one more thing I need to think about while I'm playing a console game, which is already challenging enough for me to think about.
Yeah, me and controllers are not so good.
Yeah, which is why I'm skipping the story today about Xbox One getting a port to PC, because I don't know how many of you care about that.
Yeah, now you can use, there's firmware or drivers for the Xbox One controller and PC, but
I would love Xbox One controllers for a keyboard and mouse.
I couldn't agree more. I could not agree more.
Or even like a gamepad, like the Tartarus.
Yeah.
I'd be totally cool with that. I can't. I almost said a bad word.
No, no, no. Don't be doing that.
I don't know my way around an Xbox One controller very well, let's put it that way.
That's a nice way to put
it. So, anyway, I'm very hopeful for the Kinect. I think that it will be a very great communication device out in what we could call the private sector.
Yep, I think that's it. I think that sums it up pretty good. Sums it up pretty good.
So, I'm just saying hi real quick to a couple of people joining us.
So
today.
I got a question from Mr. Walshy while we're kind of getting ready for the next story as well. He asked, what TV shows have we been watching lately? He's been watching Trailer Park Boys and Silicon Valley.
Trailer Park Boys, he said Big Bang Theory.
What? Where?
I don't know. Right there.
TBBT is trailer, wait, maybe not? Oh, it's Big Bang Theory. Jeez, I'm sorry. Well,
I think you read it too fast.
Yeah, I just kind of skimmed it. I've actually been watching, as funny as it sounds, most recently is Law and Order, SVU. I don't know why. Me and my girlfriend have been watching that, and usually it's like...
You get so hooked on it.
Yeah, but it's like, there's usually never... It's not a show. Don't watch it if you're trying to find like enjoyment or leave like, oh, what a feel-good ending. There's usually never any feel-good endings at the end of it, and before we go to bed, we're just like, well, that was depressing. All right.
All right.
Now that we're depressed.
But then you keep watching. I don't know.
I know. So we've been watching that. Before that, we were watching Sherlock, which actually I didn't expect to enjoy that much. It's almost like watching a movie, though. Every time you watch it, I think they're like an hour and 20-minute episodes. But
yeah, they're really long.
They're pretty good and they're really well produced. And I heard it takes them a very long time to even shoot that show just for one episode. So we were watching that, but yeah, now it's Law and Order, just cranking out Law and Order.
With the stars in Sherlock and how busy they are now, it doesn't surprise me that it takes them as long to make them as it does. But I have this problem is that I always sit down to watch Sherlock when I'm tired, and I've never made it through a whole episode.
You can't do that. You need to be, it's something you need to watch like as you're eating dinner and energizing or something. You can't watch that before you go to bed.
No.
It's like movie length where
I don't make it.
Yeah.
Well, it's just also listening to British.
Is soothing?
Speaking is soothing to me, so I just kind of. Nocturne Kitty is asking me, what do I think of Penny Dreadful so far? I have yet to watch it. I really, really enjoyed the first 2 episodes. The 3rd episode, I was a little like, okay. And then this most recent one, I was a little like, okay, really, guys, where are you going with this? But I love Ava Green. I think she's amazing, and she is definitely carrying the show right now, and she is what keeps me coming back, because the rest of it could just go away and really not make much difference at this point. But try it out for yourself. It's really up my alley. I love, you know, noir fiction, and that era of romance fiction writing was definitely my favorite to study in college, so I like Penny Dreadful. I like the look of it. I like the way they talk. I like everything about it except for the storyline right now.
which is kind of a key role, but besides that, it's good that you enjoy it.
And Dimitri Ali says, I have no clue how, but Walshy stole my question. Of course, I am a Game of Thrones watcher. And yeah, I'm sure a lot of you probably are too. Do I watch Arrow or Rick and Morty? I don't. I just don't have time. I have time for 2 shows, and right now it's Penny Dreadful and Game of Thrones. And with Chezz getting more screen time on Twitch, will we see Chezz in any YouTube videos? We don't know yet. It remains to be seen. Right now, we're kind of in a
hashtag stay tuned.
Hashtag stay tuned. I like that. We're in a transitionary period right now. We're not really sure what we're going to do, but stay tuned. We will see. I do appreciate Chezz coming down. He actually works over on Game Crate side with social media. But
I'm actually in an entirely different building. It's such a long drive for me to come over here, but I do it just to help you and help this team. The reality of it is that it's about a 1-minute walk from a building across the street. So
and also Chezz was always here in the chat anyway.
Normally I sit behind the camera.
So I just point the camera at him when I need him to be here.
Exactly.
All right, so the next story is yours. It's about Star Citizen.
So if any of you guys actually follow me on Twitter, you know that I'm a big Star Citizen fan, and they finally released the Arena Commander module, and I must say, I got to play it. I haven't really played any games at all as of lately, just kind of getting things situated in my life, but it is fantastic. However, I will say, it threw me for a complete loop playing it for the first time. If any of you guys have played this or backed this, you can actually go play it now. Let me know in the chat if you have actually played it and what you thought. But I used a keyboard and mouse because obviously I don't have a flight stick or anything like that. But half the keys immediately are already bound because there's so many inputs and controls for this, and it's just crazy. And I had a real hard time doing like free flight where there's no objectives, you just kind of navigate and fly around. But once I went into the module where you're fighting kind of AI and other AI ships, it wasn't bad at all, and I just already kind of naturally picked up when I need to bank the ship, when I need to go up or down. But from people that I've already heard is that an Xbox controller is extremely easy to fly and very, very helpful to use. So I'm sure I'll end up getting a flight stick closer to when the game launches. But I was playing it on very high. I was getting over 60 FPS, and I only have a 7970 3 gigahertz graphics card, which now I'm sure most of you guys probably have better graphics cards than I do. Mine's already a year old. But if any of you guys are Star Citizen fans, go check it out. You can actually fly. You can't fly all the ships, but they do give you one ship to fly right now, and I'm sure they'll be adding more as kind of that's ready. But I love it. I think it's going to be fantastic. It's easily the game I'm most looking forward to in the coming years, but it's not going to release probably till like 2016. Chris Roberts got like over $50 million raised in crowdfunding right now, and
I thought it was more than that.
It probably is over
60 something.
I don't even know. It's just craziness, but that's real fun, and that just came out this week.
I'm a little sad because the hype around this was also hinging on the hype around Mantle from AMD, Mantle's gaming engine. And when they first released the initial kind of engineer demo on it, for lack of anything better to call it.
Yeah.
They showed how Mantle was allowing them to have like 5,000 or something like that individual pieces of artificial intelligence in a given scene, so that when you get stormed in this game, it's unlike any other experience out there right now. But if they're waiting till 2016 to release it, then there'll probably be a lot more experiences like that available. I don't know.
Yeah, it looks like they're up to 44 million, they're almost
45.
at 49, almost at 45, sorry.
Wow.
45 million raised, and there's almost 500,000 backers already, which is just absolutely crazy.
I hope every single one of those backers is getting a free copy of this at launch.
Oh yeah, if you back it, I believe if you back more than $5, I don't know, there's ships for like $20, and I got like a $45 one, and I think I have the Aurora LN is the name of it. You get access to pretty much the alpha, which this is technically the Arena Commander is considered alpha-ish. And then you'll also get beta, and then you get the full game. But yeah, pretty much if you back the game, even at a small amount, you get to play it at launch. So, I mean, in my opinion, it's $45. I'm willing to wait 2 years. But yeah, I can't wait to see how if it's running okay, like pretty well actually, on very high, and I never play games on very high. I'm all about, you know, the most FPS I can get. So for it to be running very well already, I'm excited to see that, but I think there's just so much that they already promised with all of these stretch goals that it's just going to take forever to complete. That's the only gripe I have about the game now. But if you have the game and you backed it, you can actually download it now. I think it's like an 11 gig download though. It's pretty big.
Be interested to hear what other people are saying too. Yay, VR gloves.
Yeah, we're...
All right. So the next story, I'm excited about this because I'm excited about almost all things VR related. VR gloves. Yeah. What? You got to be able to use your hands.
That's true. It's going to become VR suits.
VR suits. Yeah. So, and then it will become silly YouTube videos of people not knowing that they're getting filmed in their VR suits by their family members and then getting posted. I am so looking forward to this day.
People raging in their VR suit with a big Oculus Rift on their head and a full black thing, spandex looking
black spandex suit covered in white dots.
Yeah, exactly. This is the direction.
The future.
Utilized by Kinect. Using Kinect.
Using Kinect.
Yep. Yeah.
And
that's
then,
what's gonna happen.
Like people, oh man, it's gonna be a good time.
The future is bright.
The future is bright for
extra bright
new media videos.
Yeah.
Anyway.
A whole genre.
Anyway, so they've got this company, California-based Control VR, is developing these gloves, and they've got a Kickstarter going for its wearable device. Excuse me. So it's designed to replicate your finger movements, precise finger and hand movements in virtual environments. So it'll work in conjunction with a VR helmet or something like that. But all I can think of is like Tony Stark when he's like exploding view things and looking at stuff like that. When you're not looking silly outside of your VR suit, you'll be doing stuff like that inside of your VR suit.
And it'll be sweet.
It'll be sweet.
What I was saying to Jenny off camera is that with the VR suit, it's going to be funny because they'll add some electrodes here and there, and you'll be playing a shooter game, and every time you get shot, it'll zap you, and we'll all be getting electrotherapy. That's the future of gaming. Is that you will want to actually take cover all the time, and you won't even want to be like, I don't even care about my KD. You'll be like, ouch, it hurts to die in these games now. In my VR suit.
Negative reinforcement.
Yeah, exactly.
Go.
Exactly. But yeah, I'm excited. There's a lot of this kind of.
Oh God, I don't know what just fell in my eye, but it's not good.
Yeah, this whole realm of kind of wearable tech and virtual reality is it's gonna explode.
Yeah, it'll be a brilliant thing. And truly, I hope there are whole channels dedicated to my brother looking like a fool in his VR suit.
My brother raging in his VR suit.
Yeah.
Tries to tackle someone in an MMO and runs into his TV or something. All of these, I'm telling you, all this content, I'm going to be the first in line to start producing it, and I'm going to be I'm gonna be YouTube famous.
Or
Viral
somebody
videos.
playing a football game.
Oh yeah. Just running into a coffee table and tripping over it and completely shattering something. It's gonna be bright. Oh, it's gonna be great.
Oh, I hope it's half as good as we're imagining it. Okay, our next story is from MIT Technology Review, and it's about how lazy humans shaped Google's new autonomous car. Lazy humans.
If someone...
I don't know if it's lazy humans or just people who are tired of having to do the same freaking drive all over again. I feel like this is a silly solution to a problem that really could be solved by really decent public mass transit.
I agree.
Yeah, they have, you know, self-driving cars a lot of other places in the world. They're called trains. They work great in Japan.
That's what they're called? I didn't know that's what they were called.
Like, I honestly, if we had a good train system, I wouldn't drive except for a pleasure. You know, something to enjoy on the weekends. Go find a great road and drive it or something like that. But by and large, that's what I want my car to be. I don't want to go through the mess we have to go through. Like, it takes me, wrap your brains around this for people who don't live in urban areas. It takes me 25 to 35 minutes to get a half a mile from this building at 5:30 in the evening.
Oh, yep. I actually tried to, it's the same way at lunchtime as well.
Yeah, you had to drive.
I spend more than half of my time, actually, half of my lunch hour, just trying to leave this area because it is so congested.
Yeah, just trying to get to where lunch happens.
Yeah,
takes 25 minutes.
To scarf it down really fast and try to get back.
You could walk faster, but it's too hot outside.
There's actually a guy who I always see while I'm sitting there not moving at all who runs every day around lunchtime, and he probably runs to his lunch, eats it, and probably has enough time to start running back before I even get there.
I'm sure. It's absolutely bonkers. So I feel like that is something I would rather see certainly civic investment go towards instead of constantly repairing all these broken roads around here all the time. And in any major urban area, I think it should be, you know, it seems like a necessity and a mark of a, you know, civic development that has its act together is public transportation that is fluid and works. We can't seem to get that in California.
So now, you know, the self-driving Google car. Now imagine when this technology is added to vehicles where, say, you're in your car, you went out with your friends and had some drinks, there's a breathalyzer you blow in, you're over the limit, or you just simply want to have a DD. Google, drive me home. Sit in your car and the car will drive you home. But you could still operate yourself if you wanted. There's like a lot of if you wanted.
I could just imagine though.
I would never want to drive it though.
Can you imagine how lost people would get if they were like drunk typing in addresses on Google Maps and trying to get like dude,
trying to,
I know where this place is. Hang on.
Google's like, I'm sorry, I cannot comprehend.
Like they're just drunk people.
Take me to the bar. There are 10 bars in your area. Go to all of them, Google.
Go to all of them. All of them. Awesome.
People are saying ugly car though. But you need to think about the technology. Essentially, it doesn't need to be the Google car. The technology can most likely be applied.
Oh, no, it totes can, because Google actually has its own little fleet of self-driving Lexus SUVs.
Oh yeah, yes, this is true.
So yeah, you don't need this silly looking little gumdrop on wheels.
Yeah.
That's accomplish this.
Yeah, gumdrop on wheels. That sums it up pretty well. But it's just, yeah, there's a lot more ramifications. But yeah, is it far-fetched to think that with self-driving cars, traffic could also be slightly mitigated, because now people are slamming on their brakes and then some people are not paying attention on their phones, and then there's a huge gap. No, these cars would be more, I feel like they'd be more inclined to kind of stay at the right distance they're supposed to stay.
Yeah.
I just think take the user error out, and it could actually help a lot of things.
Yeah, and I would be too busy, you know, doing other things for that 45 minutes of my day to really notice what was going on.
That half hour we lose each way could be spent. Oh, you know, I'm already I'm clocking into work at 8 o'clock from my car on my laptop working remotely, and that, you know, might count as a half hour where I'm doing my emails for the morning, or I'm scheduling things, you know. Or you could just be watching Netflix, just anything. Playing Final Fantasy.
I would be playing Final Fantasy and actually probably just drinking my coffee and staring out the window at things.
So granted, you still have lost the time you're stuck in the car, obviously getting where you're going, but now you can at least use it to do something you want to do.
I just feel like the Google car technology, the self-driving car technology, is just a great way to pass the buck on to the consumers for public transportation.
Yeah.
And Dimitri Ali says, one more thing I want to say, the self-driving car has been invented years ago. It's called a taxi. Well, I mean, that's still operated by a person usually.
And those people crash.
I've never been in a taxi that crashed.
I saw my fair share. I was never in one, thank God.
Oh.
Yeah. Who buckles up?
I have a friend who was a graveyard dispatch for a taxi cab company for a while, and I would just go hang out with him at night while he was doing dispatch, because the craziest people call cab companies at night.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh. The stories, they're golden. Anyway.
Google Taxi. That's a good idea. Yeah,
maybe Google Taxi or Google,
Jeez. I don't know. Oh, the uproar that all the cab drivers would have if their job was just taken automated. It's like, hey, I don't have to pay Google anything. Well, obviously to buy the fleet, but
yeah.
It's like, yeah, there's no driver. You can't even sue people for driver error. You can sue it if it does something wrong and like just slams on the gas and crashes into a bunch of things, but yeah, there's a lot of things that can be done with this.
I just also still feel...
And PCs can crash as well. That's right. Obviously, there needs to be protocols. There definitely needs to be protocols in place, but this is just like, you know,
how infuriating it would be. You're sitting there, you're in your little Google car, you're not paying attention. Suddenly, it pulls itself over to the side of the road and stops and tells you to get out because it's had a malfunction.
Or like, max memory used, please close applications, and you're like, how do I close? Would I pop the hood and control alt delete it or something? Or
and then you're just sitting on the side of the road with like no idea what just happened.
I'm in my gumdrop car. There's cars whizzing by at 70 miles per hour. There's no steering wheel, no pedals, and I'm just out of free memory. Just, what do you do? What do you do? Call Google. There's a 3-hour wait for customer support, and you're just kind of sitting there like, this is what I deserve. Something you did something in a past life to deserve the gumdrop car to pull over and park you on the shoulder.
Or what if it just does that to people who get like infuriated with it? Like you start getting, you start raging on your Google car, and it's like, I'm going to stop now and throw you out.
It's like, Google, you're making me car sick. It pulls over, and it's like, I'm going to turn this car around now, mister. No ice cream for you on the way home. Ice cream pit stop canceled. Damn it, Google car. I shouldn't have mouthed off to you.
If your mom was Google car.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so this is another one of your stories. Dead Rising 3 coming to PC this summer.
Right before I talk about that one, though, imagine it's like, all right, Google, let's go get we're going to Disneyland, like on my calendar, and it takes you to the dentist's office, and you're like, oh man, you got me again, Google car. But yeah, any of you guys, we'll touch on the story we actually have on the screen now. Dead Rising 3 is confirmed coming to PC this summer. So any of you guys who did play this console exclusive, you can now play it. It will be available on Steam. There will be Steam achievements, Steam trading cards, and the release date wasn't confirmed, but they did 100% confirm that it will be coming to PC. So any of you guys who don't have a console and heard highly of this game, you can now pick it up on Steam this summer. So
I think I'm going to be finding out the down low on this next week at E3, actually. I think it's on our schedule to go check out what's going on with Dead Rising 3. That's exciting.
Yeah, so Jenny might have more things to report than even Game Crate can.
No, because we'll be with Game Crate.
Hand in hand with Game Crate.
You're hanging out with Game Crate folks. Yeah. They're good people, it's okay. And also, I had no time this week to come up with any of this stuff myself. I need them. I need them to tell me where I'm going next.
Dark Wolf says, if you look up the history on your Google car and return to strip club, no Google car, clear cache, clear cache.
There's just so many ways this is going to make our lives so funny.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of hilarious videos from this alone, too. But moving on to your next story.
Man, my next story, cyborgs are so now. So now. Anyway, so I am a Trekkie, born and raised Trekkie, and I have been fascinated by the idea of human machine integration pretty much my whole life. This has been an idea my whole life. I saw Star Wars very young. I saw the Return of the Jedi was one of the first movies I ever saw in the theater. So this idea that robots and humans could become like a working thing together has, I mean, my whole life that idea has been in the back of my mind. But we're getting closer and closer to that science becoming a reality. Except for there's some really interesting kind of twists to this. Like, well, the military apparently is very close to releasing what's going to be kind of like an Iron Man suit type of thing.
I did hear that.
Makes me giggle a lot. Because really, Tony Stark isn't real.
No, but robotic exoskeletons are.
Yeah, designed to make soldiers... Oh boy, I'm losing my ability to speak after a week of talking to myself. Designed to make soldiers stronger, give them real-time battlefield information, monitor their vital signs, and even stop their bleeding. Okay.
It's kind of crazy.
Okay. But can it, like, I'm more interested in it in bettering, like, human lives, like, for people who, like we saw with prosthetics for people
prosthetics, definitely.
Who lose their ability to walk, they become paralyzed, and now these cyborg robotics are helping them be able to walk again, you know, get their mobility back, get their lives back. I really, really like that part of it. I really don't like the idea of us preemptively creating these suits for war that we aren't engaged in.
And you know, wasn't it a story last week you talked about where their monkeys were able to control something just with their electrical impulses
and
of
so
their brain?
DARPA, that's right. So DARPA is now paying for more research into us being able to have you know, cybernetic things inserted into our brains so that we can control things externally. It's big and scary.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's like anything. It's so many good things could come from it, but so many bad things too.
And it's, you know, it's completely unexplored space, so the you know, the side effects could be insane.
Lamont Cranston, fair play, he says Elon Musk is real and he's pretty much Tony Stark. So, you
know, imagine if you had to,
fair play,
you got in a bad car accident and say you lost your arm, and now you have a prosthetic arm that you can control with just from the electrical impulses in your brain. It might, by no means am I saying you'll have the full motor ability and everything will be like it was before, but you know how much that, you know, how many people that would better. But yeah, I agree with you completely that, you know, making this with the premise of, oh, we're ready for future war.
And, and how many kids could be like, yeah, my dad's Luke Skywalker for real.
Yeah. Kids would love that. That's true.
I would love that.
But yeah, preemptively for war, not a big fan of, but kind of bettering humanity and, you know, just making anybody who suffered trauma or anything like that, their life easier. Worth every penny. But like I said, the side effects, we have no idea yet. We haven't, it's another unexplored space.
Yes, yes.
But it is exciting. The future is scary and bright. But why don't we take a few minutes to take a look at Twitter? I know yours have been coming in. If you guys are not familiar, our Twitter handles are on the screen right now. You can see Jenny's right below me right here, and mine's on Jenny's side. But either way,
I don't know how to fix that.
Send us tweets. Yeah, that's okay.
That's why we miss Steve.
Everyone gets the, Steve, come back. We need you. We can't function here without you.
Okay, so Dimitri Ali, you are asking, since you said you like Rayman, did you play Rayman 2? If you If not, you can get it from GOG.com. It's a great game. Thank you for that. I will look into it. I've actually only ever played Rayman Legend, which is, I think, the most recent title for PS4, and there is a PC patch. I wish that there was an online supported co-op version of the game, because I think that would be a lot of fun. But I will look into it. Right now, I am fully and completely immersed in Final Fantasy XIV. I have no time for anything else.
Jenny, do you happen to know which AMD processor is in our PC?
This one?
Yes.
In this mess?
Yeah.
I can find out.
Yeah. Jenny knows how to find out what processor is in there, but that was from Kevin Rowe on Twitter.
Okay. Well, I will find out what is in our PC.
So let's see.
I wish this had theme music. Do 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 do. What is in your
we're getting
PC?
There. Thoughts on a single slot 750 Ti and 780 Ti from our boy Walshy 1009.
What is he saying?
He's asking our thoughts on the single slot 750 Ti and 780 Ti. I think if AMD would have done that, I could have mined a ton more Dogecoin.
Okay, but AMD and Asus are releasing the Ares 3, which is a single slot dual 290X GPU.
All right, I'm going to buy 4 of those right out the gate.
Good.
Just kidding. I'm going to product test them. Just kidding. I'm not
minimum release, limited release.
Yeah, single slot cards are great in my opinion. They're just, you know, these dual slot cards are we're accustomed to them now, but they are large and they take up a ton of space. So if we can kind of condense that down and they still provide good cooling, which is obviously key.
Come on, computer, just show me your specs.
Did you go to properties on the just the My Computer way? Oh yeah, you did. Right click on that one. Yeah, I'm talking.
There it is.
There we go.
We are running the AMD FX 9590.
9590.
At 4.7 gigahertz. This thing's just chugging along. We've got 16 gigabytes of installed memory, which seems like not a lot given how many slots are filled over there. They must all be 4 gig DIMMs. Yeah, and then we've got a GeForce GTX, that's the 780 Ti reference card from NVIDIA in there.
Yeah. The old reference card.
You know what, they work.
They do work, and you know, when we don't destroy them with firmware updates or anything, they work well. No, we have no complaints about that.
Destroy it with firmware updates.
Yeah. D-Man Duck LP wants me to say VTech is love, VTech is life.
Okay.
I don't drive a Honda.
I like my Honda with VTech. It gives me, you know, it's like switching from one squirrel chasing a nut to 2 squirrels chasing a nut. The same nut.
Yep. The kicker of the story is they never catch the nut. They never get it.
They never do.
They never do.
Going from driving, I'll try not to get on too far in a car spiel, but going from driving to previously actually 3 cars with inline 6 3-liter engines to my Honda was seriously a downgrade. And it makes me a little bit sad every day. Anyway. Anything in the Twitch chat?
Oh, I've gotten them on the cryptocurrency arguments again, which they always say, you can't buy enough things with it. Yes, you can. And yeah. We like when you guys debate. Just don't be hostile to each other.
I take the lesson on cryptocurrency that you know, a fine film called Wolf of Wall Street offered us.
The old Jordan Belfast.
And here's the thing about cryptocurrency. It doesn't matter if it's real money or fake money now, as long as you cash out when you've made some money, and that becomes real cash to you. Perception is reality. So perception is reality. I mean, if you're the type of person who has like an addictive personality, you get addicted to reinvesting in it, and it's like this energizing gamble of reinvesting, see how much I can grow it, see how much I can grow it, instead of, you know, knowing when to hold them and knowing when to fold them. Mm-hmm. I think you could make a lot of money as long as you don't like fall into that trap. Are you telling me I made a mistake by selling my parents' house and all the vehicles and all our prized possessions and dumping it into Bitcoin when it was at $1,200 and now it's into $600? No, Chezz, no. I don't have a problem. I didn't sell out my parents' fortune. To be fair, and as a disclaimer, we provide no financial advice here at the Alt+Tab Show. My goodness. We are not registered financial advisors, and I actually have no holdings in Bitcoin at this moment. Good disclaimer, Chezz.
Thank you. I'm getting good at this. Moving on to our next story.
So our next story is a game I hope I get to play some of at E3 next week, and that is Fantasia, the Fantasia music evolved game, which I'm kind of excited about. It's a little silly, and it does, I think, use the Kinect.
It surely does.
Anyway, there's an ad playing right now, so I'm gonna blip off of this and talk. But basically in a moment we'll see this guy and he's demonstrating how it works. So it's a rhythm game, and you incorporate elements from around you and your environment into the game in order to make it continue playing music. And basically you're like making a remix to all these different songs while you're going along. And he talks about like, he talks about how, like, if you try to be bashful about it and not move around that much, and you just kind of like do little things, that it won't respond to you and you will get marked down. But the like more you flail and the crazier you get, the more points you get.
I'd play this.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
Kelly would play this.
Yeah,
I'd even play this. This looks awesome. I'm not gonna lie.
So fun.
This looks fun.
There's multiplayer modes and everything like that, and you're going through these cool virtual worlds. One of them involves, this is so funny, he actually had it up here at the top. You're playing a bacon and a steak and a drumstick, but like a chicken drumstick.
Oh.
Like,
I do like drumsticks.
So this is kind of the benign Fantasia light show thing that's part of it, but there are lots of other environments that are, you know, Fantasia weird and all kinds of music. So I'm super excited about it.
And when does this get released?
This is coming October 21st.
Right around the corner.
This year for Xbox One and Xbox 360.
Definitely using the Kinect.
Definitely using the Kinect, which is good because the first Xbox One that we got in the studio gave us the black screen of death.
Oh, well, that's always good. That's, you know, I'm sure you guys weren't disappointed.
We didn't do anything. I want it known that that was not our fault. We did not try to take it apart or anything, yet.
Yeah, you did a Jenny smash on it. We know. We know what happens.
And so they sent us another one, but they didn't ask us for the Kinect back, so now we have 2 Kinects. But there's only 1 Kinect port, I just realized on the back of the Xbox.
No.
Why can't everything just be USB plug?
I don't know.
Surely 2 Kinects would be better than 1.
Isn't USB 3 like how many times faster than USB 2?
A lot.
So why don't we just...
Paul told me once. It's a lot.
We can ask Paul when he gets back from Taipei because we need him. Yeah, just make USB 3 as standard for just everything, and then we can plug in everything by USB, and it'll be real simple.
Thank you, Oscar. Oscar says, great show so far.
Thank you, Oscar.
Red War Cube, have you played Fable 2 yet? I think you will love it. You said that to me last week, and I need to, like, make a note for myself. DM me, can you? Can you send me a direct message, reminder, Jenny, look up Fable 2? Because I would really appreciate that. I'm always looking for new kinds of games. What are we doing next?
I don't know. You tell me.
Mario Maker E3.
Oh,
what?
yes. Yeah. So,
all of the Marios
news has come out regarding E3. But the rumor is that they're going to unveil a game called Mario Maker at E3. If you scroll down, you can kind of see there's a crummy cell phone picture from the construction of one of the Nintendo booths at E3. So you might be able to kind of design your own Mario levels, and I don't know, I thought that was kind of exciting because Mario is a classic, and now it, in my opinion, gives the Mario, essentially, just like Minecraft, you give people the creative aspect of these games and they can just get lost in it for hundreds and hundreds of hours on end. So give this to people who, you know, diehard Mario fans. I mean, Mario is a classic. It's just, I don't know any other way to say it. So giving people just the ability to go in there and say you make a really hard level and then your friends come over and you're having a game night and you're like, hey, try to beat this level I made, and they're struggling and you're laughing and I don't know.
No, that'd be totally fun.
Yeah, so
I'm excited about this. I had no idea. Thanks, Chezz. I will try to enjoy that. And you're going to be at E3 for one day. So
I will be at E3 on Wednesday if anybody is there. You can find me around the NVIDIA booth, or if not, I'll be just walking around.
The NVIDIA booth is a really great spot to try to find me and Steve as well. We will probably be, you know, running around there. We've got good friends at NVIDIA who are hosting a Newegg corner for us. Would you give me a high five if I put a 2JZ in my E3? Okay, I'll get to you in a minute, Duck. Hang on, Ducky. I'll be with you. Anyway, but so Newegg will have a corner at the NVIDIA booth, so you can come find us there if you want to say hi, which we always love. People don't know this about us, but we really are the most approachable people you could ever meet. We love it. Come say hi to us. Like, we don't know what you look like, so we can't find you in a crowd.
Yeah.
Or we would. We totally would. Especially Steve, man.
Yeah.
If he recognizes one person one time, he's, hey, how's it going?
Yeah.
You know,
but don't approach me. I have 2 large bodyguards, and they will tase you. They have permits to carry those from the 1980s, the ones that give you lethal shock. So I'm just kidding.
Story.
Definitely approach us, though. There's no reason to be shy.
Yeah. I know E3 isn't open to the public. It's mostly, you know, industry peeps. But, you know,
I'm sure there's industry peeps
normal people
in our
get
chat
in
right now. So.
Yeah. I mean, people.
Come say hi, introduce yourself, give us your business card. I have those too.
Mm-hmm. You have business cards?
Yeah.
How'd that happen?
I said I needed them for all the events I go to.
That's interesting.
This is my first. Hey. Moving on up in the world.
I just give people a smile and a wave. Tell them to come find me on Twitter.
Just this kind of wave too? Yep, you got it. She's been practicing that.
They keep saying something about a parade float. I don't know.
Yeah. The Newegg parade float.
All right.
Did I spoil it?
So, Demand Duck asked if I would give you a high five if you put a 2JZ in your E30 when I find one I like. I don't know. I'm a purist, and the only cars that I like to see a cross-platform swap on, like, you know, Toyota to Nissan or Nissan to Toyota or Toyota into something else, is I like it when people put 2JZs in RX-7 FDs because rotary engines suck. There, I said it.
She said it.
I said it.
Start the controversial talk in the chat. This is how we do it here. We do it for the ratings, folks.
And people who own FDs with rotary engines probably spend 99.9% of the time with their car in the garage not running, and I just feel like, God, it's such a beautiful car. You would actually be enjoying it if you had a 2JZ under the hood. Anyway, okay, so like little... Oh, Red War Cube says, so like Little Big Planet, but with Mario? We will find out, but that would be super cool.
Yeah, that would be cool.
I love Little Big Planet.
I'd be a fan of that.
Okay. Switching now. So this is my other transportation story. San Francisco company plans to become the Tesla of the motorcycle world.
This excites me.
You know what?
But there's something that disappoints me. But
I'm excited about it too. This thing does 0 to 60 in 2.7 seconds. It looks sexy as hell. It can hit 150 miles an hour and a range of 140 miles on the highway, 230 miles in the city.
It looks so sexy. And yes, there's a guy on the track. I didn't even look at the article yet.
Yes.
So good.
Yes.
No gasoline, all electric.
So quiet.
But what is...
So dead.
But what's its downfall?
Much death. So quiet.
Much death. Very much death. No one here.
I'm like, does it have a speaker, like an external speaker on it that... No.
I'm sure when you ride this thing at 140 miles per hour in your helmet, you're just going... just making your own noises.
How disorienting would that be, though, to be doing 140 miles an hour and all you can hear is wind?
Very disorienting.
It would be like getting shot out of a cannon.
I used to... Little history on me. I used to actually be a bike messenger in Chicago, and when the whole Priuses and electric cars came out, that was actually the worst thing for me, because normally I could hear a car if it was behind me and I could tell which side it was on. After I almost pulled in front of like a bunch of Priuses, because you don't hear them. There's zero noise at all that comes from them unless it's like tire noise. So yeah, I can't even imagine. Yeah, and especially here in California with lane splitting, you rely on the sound your bike makes. Like if I see a jam coming up, I will rev my engine because people here are naturally conditioned to it. You hear that, you kind of spread out. But yeah, that's just, it would be great for my commute, honestly, because, you know, it's 20 miles each way for me to get here.
YouTube,
Yeah.
wind and sharts.
That's the only thing you hear at 140 miles per hour is wind and your sharts. But, Jenny, what's the downside of this? Tell me the reason why I will not be getting this.
Because you're poor?
Because I'm, well, yeah. Well, she didn't sugarcoat that one, folks, but yes, I am poor. But as you guys can see on the screen now, I don't have $40,000 to shell out on a two-wheeled ride.
$40,000 to go spend on anything, that's not what I would buy.
No, you can, it's just, if that price were to come down, you know, even at $15,000 to $20,000, I would consider it. I really would. I can't, by no means can I purchase it this year.
Because that puts it in like the Harley Davidson range of pricing.
It's in the
it's doable.
Yeah, exactly. It's for a motorcycle. Because keep in mind, most people don't ride all the time. This isn't a primary vehicle, you know. If the weather conditions are crummy, most likely you have a car to complement your motorcycle. And there are, you know, people who just have a motorcycle and they do it for all year round. But I'd say 95% of people have a second vehicle, and the motorcycle isn't a primary. So to $40,000,
the other thing too is it's not like
that's a luxury car.
It's not like motorcycles get notoriously bad gas mileage.
True. Exactly. This is another good point you bring up that I didn't even think about. I'm just like, ooh, electric. But yeah, it costs me like $12 to fill up my tank, and I don't have to do that often.
Even my gas-guzzling Harley got, you know, had like 120-something mile range on its tank.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Cost me $14 to fill it.
Yeah.
Like, whatever.
It's true. But
so at these prices,
it's just too crazy right now.
You're buying it for the fad of having an electric motorcycle, which I still feel like would result mostly in death because no one can hear you, as cool as it looks.
Man, I would love to take that thing to the track, though.
And here's the guy and his dog. His dog's name is Huska.
Much Doge.
Much Doge. I'm thinking Doge. Huska Doge must be named after Husqvarna.
So deaf. Much Doge. What do they say? You should come back in 4 years. The price will be well below $17,000.
All right, see you in 4 years, buddy.
There you go. I might own one of these in 4 years, but I won't own it right now. And it is a good-looking bike.
Damn,
it really
is a good-looking bike.
But yeah,
I really love the frame, the exposed frame right there. That is
and it's
hot.
single-sided swing arm. Oh. Looks so good, just like a dog.
Okay, you guys can wake up now. We're gonna go back to talking about PC things.
Yeah, we'll go back to the tech stuff that we're supposed to.
Actually, this is just a game thing, and I think it's almost our last story. We have been just rolling it out today,
good.
Chezz.
It's already 4:03. We're kind of flying through this.
I forgot what I was doing. So our final story of the day is another possible game announcement for E3 next week.
And
Can you tell I'm excited that I'm going to E3? Can you tell? I'm so excited.
Jenny enjoys going to E3.
This is my first time, but I am.
Jenny's going to find out if she enjoys going to E3.
I think I will. I'm so excited.
But spark the controversy. Get yourself ready.
Wii U might be getting Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. Question mark. Question mark. Question mark.
I'm going to pretend like I didn't know this story was coming.
When you jump and hit the block, and that's what it makes. And
I might just drop the mic on this and walk out now because. No, just no.
Can you imagine what Call of Duty would look like in Nintendo world?
Go Google Call of Duty Black Ops Wii. Okay, they had Black Ops 1 on Wii, and it looked awful. Okay, it had like a 16
I'll just Google
color
it for
grade
you guys because I think that's pretty funny. What is it called?
Black Ops
Wii.
Wii, yeah, on the Wii, and just.
I don't see. This all looks pretty Black Ops-y to me.
No, this isn't. Yeah, I searched on YouTube, but it was the original Call of Duty Black Ops on Wii, and it had like 16 colors. It was just horrendous. Call of Duty Black Ops on Wii. Wii version gameplay? Let's see how bad. Oh, it's not even going to be multiplayer though. Anyways, stop. Just stop trying to put this game on the system. And I'm sorry for those of you who. Yeah, these are all like no.
There's a
it looks too
video?
good on those. There was on YouTube. I'm talking about this was years ago though. But I'm not playing Call of Duty with...
This isn't it?
Actually, yeah, but that doesn't look horrendous. I mean, it doesn't look good, don't get me wrong.
All I can imagine is like an FPS with like super saturated, bright, whimsical green colors, and
that's what it was, yeah.
Call of Duty and Mario World.
To be fair, this does look like garbage. That didn't look good at all. But yeah, if you can look up Black Ops Wii Nuketown, I mean, like now we get all crazy about like water, like how good the water looks. That's what people always comment on now for next gen games, or like how the grass flows in the wind. Like if the grass is green, it's just like green squares you're walking on, just green squares. If the house is painted a certain color, like it's just brown. Like, it was awful. So Advanced Warfare coming to Wii U, I just
somebody with more skill in Photoshop than I have, please make a Mario in Call of Duty outfit.
Please do.
Because
Wii is already trying to relive our gaming history.
Red War Cube, can we get a little cosplay from you at E3? Sure.
Pay her.
I'll bring Paper Kyle along. That's a little cosplay.
Paper Kyle made some good guest appearances this week, too.
I think so. If you could be roommates with anyone, who would it be and why? I wouldn't trade the roommates I have for anybody. It's been almost a year. They're plenty well broken in. Not interested.
Yeah,
I don't want to get used to any new people.
Yeah,
my next round of living situation will be probably by myself. Just because, like, I'm too old to have roommates.
What, you don't want to yell at people for not putting their dishes away?
No, I don't yell at people now for not putting their dishes away. I just get angry and stomp up the stairs. I'm just so much more mature.
Well, now you could stomp and whenever, yeah.
All right, so let's do one last round of Twitter questions. Anything?
No links,
anybody?
folks. I see you guys trying to post links. I'm sorry, it's just automatic because I can't screen them all.
Okay. So I guess that's wrapping it up then.
Yeah.
Thank you everybody for joining me, in my solo week here, pretty much at Newegg TV, and coming out and joining us for the Alt+Tab show. I really appreciate it. You guys make my day when I get to do this. So
you guys make my week when I get to do this. So maybe we need to send Paul and Steve to more events so that I can do this more often. But I hope you guys had fun. I know I had a blast. I always love doing this show with you guys, even if I'm behind the camera. So we hope you all have a good weekend.
Yes, please. Be safe.
Be safe always.
Happy gaming.
We'll see you at E3.